Well, I'm looking for a little matinee miracle today, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Black Friday. And I think a Black Friday is a pretty good description of the mood around Oilers Nation lately and today. You wouldn't think it could get any lower lately, but
they brought me on the show
with a no. That's nice. That's hilarious. You know that it's going to dark times. As you can tell, you heard the voice, you see him on your screen. I got Dan, the Nation man, with me right now. He's going to be with me all day today.
Thanks,
I
Aaron.
think I'm even going to take you on After Dark too, if you want it.
Well, hey,
let's hang.
If you can't kick me out of the studio, you might as well have me on the show.
Yeah, if you don't leave, you are a lot bigger than me.
I was over here about 5 minutes ago doing another podcast. It's fine. Dude. ON Radio.
That's right. It's been a big content day here at ONE or ON all day. We didn't do ONE right now because I'm taking the time slot. I made the joke. Tyler took the time slot from Bob Stauffer. I'm going to take it from Tyler. It's the circle of life.
Natural.
It's the food chain. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm your host, Aaron Bordato. We're pre-gaming today, and we're pre-gaming early on a weekday, Dan.
Weekday pre-gaming. Best time to pre-game.
Crown Royal goes down at any time you want it to. So, hey, what's the Drake line? You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
It's true.
Fact.
It's happy hour somewhere, everywhere.
Yes, that is a fact. We are live from the Sports Closet studio, where I see the first comment is from Jacob, and he said, please just win today. I don't care how. That's right, beggars. We can't be choosers. I don't care what happens. Just give me 2 points. Dude, I'm in such loser mode right now. I'd be like, I'll take 1 point. I'd probably take 1 point. When you say it's a matinee game on a Friday after holiday, it's an away game, and we might be playing a backup goaltender. What does your brain tell you, Dan?
Shutout. Sadly, but that's okay because it's not going to actually happen that way. We got to be positive. We got to be able to have a little bit of fun here with this organization. If not, are we even Oiler fans at that point?
I said, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So let's keep going here. I said, I've got Dan with me today. I'm a man of the people, and I saw everybody. Do we have you on Tuesday?
Yeah, ONE was Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday, we had him on. Everybody in the chat, I saw all of you guys said, hey, bring more Dan. Actually, you guys said hashtag fire Tyler.
That's pretty strong.
The entire show. And while I don't have the authority to do that, I can do the next best thing and physically replace Tyler with Dan.
2 shows in 1 week. Huge day for me. Huge week for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm arguably the turnaround point. Let's just say it.
Dude,
Aaron got so excited.
If we win this game, Tyler is done. We're pre-gaming. He's done. He's gone.
All right, we're calling it right now.
All right.
Sorry, Tyler.
But Dan, let me just ask, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, Aaron. I really appreciate you having me on. It's a different vibe in the office these days. I've been around now at the Nation I've been at the Nation for 6 years. Saw what I thought was us leaving the decade of darkness behind and in the rearview mirrors, but I'm back once more. And you know what? Oiler fans, we bring the vibes. We're the ones that have the fun, whether this team is winning or losing. But we're having some fun here. We're having some fun with pre-gaming.
Just see reason 1001 why I love Dan right there, because that's my motto. That's my vibe all the time. I can control what's going on the ice,
win or lose,
but I can control the vibes and at least try and make everybody a little happier. As 100%. I said, laugh instead of cry. Because boy, oh boy, it's getting close to that. Little fun fact, though, I wanted to point out with Dan. I don't know if he remembers this, but like the first time me and Dan, we were in Vegas and like we really had like a full conversation. We're both a little boozed up. We were pre-gaming. It's true.
I was pre-gaming with BORDZY before it was pre-game with BORDZY.
See, Dan started this thing. But Dan, I'll never forget it. He looked me dead in the eyes and he said, Aaron, you're such a hockey bro, but you have a heart of gold.
Yes.
And it's stuck with me ever since. I love it.
I believe the actual line was, you are the most hockey bro I've ever met, but you have a heart of gold.
I think I could agree with that. I do get that a lot. I'm a happy bro.
You're every guy I've ever seen in a locker room after the game, before the game. You are every person just bottled up into one person. And then you're just not miserable afterwards.
Yep, that's BORDZY, baby. That's BORDZY. Somebody pointed out to me that I've gone through a couple nicknames already of producer Aaron, AB, BORDZY. Some guy DM me and he's like, what is your name? Whatever you want it to be,
that's
bro.
That's the way it's got to be.
Whatever you want it to be. But we got a watch party going. It's a big day here at the Nation. Thank God, too, because it helps improve the vibes. Because otherwise, I don't even know if some people would be watching. Just kidding. We're always watching. But it's watch party day here today. We're all set up behind the studio. So we're going to be live on YouTube during the whole game. Sponsored by Betway, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Well, we got me, we got you, we got Gavin, we got Pat, we got Liam, we got Kennedy, we got Coombsy.
Is the gang all here? Except Tyler.
Yeah, I said there's no Jay because he's opening up a new Oodle Noodle in Calgary.
Crazy.
There's no Bag Milk because he's dealing with Frank.
Yep.
I'll do anything for Frank.
Best wishes to Frank.
Do whatever he wants. And then Tyler is avoiding the grind as usual. So it's the B team here once again. But lately, the B team has kind of been the A team. So
B squad brings it every time.
Might be doing a little swap
right there in the name.
Right there. That looked cool as I was doing that.
Doing the hand? Are you doing the hand thing, Aaron? Are you doing the hand thing? Whoa.
Yeah, so as I said, big content day. There was a 10 a.m. version of Oilers Nation Radio today.
Yeah.
It's probably going out right about now. And for the people wondering, Waz was on the podcast today. So you're gonna have to tune in and get a little Waz in your. How was it, Dan? You're on.
People love the Waz content. It's Waz is an absolute wild card. He continues to be that wild card, and he brings the noise every time. It's a good time. It's a blast.
I like Tyler Mulick here said, "Damn, rave hands."
I'm doing the hand
tripping,
thing,
bro. Yeah, tripping.
Whoa.
People get like the finger gloves with the lights on their fingers. Those are trippy. We have to be in a rave to be tripped out by that. But it's a big day. It's an early game today. I enjoy the early game selfishly because that means I get a Friday night and a Saturday night, both of them to myself, spare time. I don't think I've had that yet this entire season. So I'm stoked right now, Dave.
The matinee logic is there. It's always a good thing when you have that win packaged with the rest of your day, and it just kind of it polishes everything else off nicely. But the flip side can be the negative that we have been experiencing, where the rest of your day is just kind of playing catch up on the positive vibes. But hopefully that's not the case. Today we're in Washington. The boys have been down there for a couple days because we haven't been playing hockey yesterday. Nobody played hockey. But yeah, it's let's win this afternoon hockey game and set ourselves up for a Friday night of opportunity.
I want to have a weekend. Like you know me, people. It's pre-gaming with BORDZY. Come on, you know what I'm about. But like this would be the perfect kickoff to my Friday, Saturday. It's rivalry week in college football tomorrow. Michigan, Ohio State. It's a big sports weekend, and I want to kick it off just right. And then close it out with an ass kicking of the Anaheim Ducks on Sunday. That'd be a perfect weekend for me.
There you go.
I don't even care about my fantasy.
Might as well start it up with a win in Washington.
And Washington. Yeah. Also, you just pointed out that they've been there for a bit. Jazz, one of our graphic designers here at the Nation, she just happened to be in Virginia, right? Is the state? I do believe. I believe.
I like how you looked at me to confirm.
Fact check.
Yes,
fact check.
It is a state.
Fact check me in the chat there. But she was at Nobu last night, and ran into the Edmonton Oilers. She had a photo with Zach Hyman. I pointed out on the After Dark. I said it. Somebody called me up. They're like, Aaron, that was weird. I said, I love Zach Hyman's smile. It's such a goofy, big, just happy smile.
Hold on.
And it was very evident in that photo. Yeah, I got chirped for that.
Someone's upset at you because you like to smile?
Yeah, hey, it's dark days right now, Dan. People have been mad at anything right now.
My background on my phone for years was Connor McDavid smiling like a goofball. Like, I love when the Edmonton Oilers are smiling.
Yeah, my background's you smiling.
That would be cool. From like earlier today, yeah, it's a screen grab from the live stream.
Hey, we got some photos of Dan coming up just a little bit later in the program. But just a couple of things around the league. I want to ask you, Dan, what the hell's going on with Corey Perry?
Well, hey, it's creating great cannon fodder and content fodder for Edmonton, isn't it? A guy just disappears from the organization.
I'm so confused.
No statement whatsoever as to what's going on. It only serves to really ramp up the speculation as to what is actually happening behind the scenes.
I feel like, yeah, exactly. If you're the Blackhawks, you might just come out and say something. But the fact they haven't.
The Blackhawks wanting to get ahead of a bad thing?
Yeah, exactly. Nick Alberga made that same comment on Leafs Morning Take today.
Damn it.
I was like, yeah, man, those second to the punch.
Nick is always before us, though. It's not fair.
Hey,
it's not really.
He has the 9 a.m.
Yeah,
so he gets to start everything.
Absolutely.
I get to steal his jokes and then use them later.
That's fair. Yeah.
Or whatever. You next. But another one I wanted to point out, I don't know if you saw this, the Alexander Ovechkin quote.
I did.
About him and Crosby saving the NHL. If you didn't hear it, I wrote it down here. He said when talking about him and Sidney Crosby, we saved the league. Now they come in, and I guess we're old news, but we saved it. It's up to those guys to come in and prove me wrong that we are not the best. We saved the NHL. It's just, I thought, relevant because we're playing Alexander Ovechkin today. I could not agree more, man. As I am a Ovi Sid generation kind of guy, like, born 95. So that was kind of what I was 9, 10.
Yeah.
And I started going, I was really getting into hockey. They were my everything. I can't remember really the league without those two guys. They've done everything right. Sid's won cups. Ovi won his one cup. That's all you got to do. You just got to get one. Just got to get one. They've been the face of the league forever. Sidney Crosby is still tearing apart this league right now.
Yep.
He's still over a point per game player. Sure, Ovi only has 5 goals on the year, whatever. He's still Alexander Ovechkin. I'm not going to doubt that guy. Do you agree with all his comments there? I don't even understand what they asked him for him to say that.
Well,
I found it very random. But
that's I think where my hesitation to support this statement comes from is why are we even hearing this from Alex Ovechkin? It feels like a guy that's a little frustrated watching Connor Bedard's coverage and maybe the stardom that is building around Connor Bedard. I get it, but it also sounds like a guy that's on the downturn of his career, is not maybe going to touch Wayne Gretzky's record that everybody assumed and kind of penciled him in to do. Maybe he's getting a little bit bitter at some of the coverage now. For me, I don't know. Like, especially not when you're playing. You don't need to come out and say that kind of stuff because did they save hockey? Sure. Did hockey need to be saved in that moment? I don't know. Like, did it
around the lockout, right?
Has it set up the league for great success in the future? I don't know. It hasn't hurt. I guess for me, I think
it's definitely helped.
The other side of it is that the NHL went to great lengths to market Ovechkin and Crosby and really made them into the characters that they were. And so I think Ovechkin has a little bit of that too, where he's like, the guy forgets, he was getting television ads with ESPN when hockey was non grata on ESPN. And hockey would never show up on their broadcast otherwise. So, he got a lot of push from the league, and the league was really good in being able to create a rivalry out of those two guys that kind of grew from there. And that's always what this league has been, is it's this guy versus that guy. And if they don't have that with a Connor McDavid, you see what they did. They flailed and they threw their hands up in the air, and they had no idea what to do with Connor McDavid and marketing him for the rest of the league.
Yeah, that's fair. I like your point of, saying that while you're still playing, and why are we hearing that? Totally agree. You would never see Tom Brady call himself the GOAT retired or while still playing, because that's what the GOAT does. Yes. You don't need to, if you're the GOAT, you don't got to tell people you're the GOAT. Also, you, LeBron, I'm looking at you, buddy. You say it all the time, hence why you're not. I am the biggest LeBron hater you'll ever meet. Just had to squeeze that one in there. But we're going to shift our focus back to the Oilers. Dan, do you want to get into your proposition right now?
Well, Aaron, I talked to you before the broadcast. I come on your show, you welcome me on, and now I'm taking over the programming.
Take it over.
But one of the things that Oilers fans, I think we look at this team and we dissect this team. I said it on ONE this week. I believe this team has about 27 issues that are wrong with it. They're all correct. And if we go ahead and we fix one or two of those things, you're really just nibbling at the edge. For me as an Oilers fan, what do I do? What do I need to do to help this team? I need to look inward. And when we were back in the day, back when I first started with the nation, the Edmonton Oilers lost to the Winnipeg Jets. They went to the start of the season. I think they were 1-3 at the time when they lost the Jets. I put out a tweet that said, I'm going to wear shorts until the Edmonton Oilers are over the 500 mark again. I thought that was just a little throwaway thing. Turns out I ended up having to wear shorts for over 400. What does that say? 465 days out of the 500 days that I was wearing the shorts for this bet before Jay actually sat me down and told me I'm no longer allowed to wear shorts anymore because it was a liability for the company or whatever. So I changed that into more things. But I'm here to call out Oiler fans.
I want to see your caps.
And I want to call out some Nation fans too. And I want to call out all the people in this office. And I'm challenging you guys to come up with something that you can give up or that you can do to make this team better. We need to get back to 500. We need to make this season respectable again. Let's do it. And let's come up with some sacrifice to be able to be better than this nonsense that we are at 5-12.
We all got to dig deep. We all got to make sacrifices. So Dan's done that years ago. I love that, man. I love that you brought them in today. When I came in the morning, I'm like, hell yeah, man.
I was a few pounds heavier back then, so you can see that the tarp is quite large. That's me with Roberto Alomar. I agreed again. I agreed to wear the shorts for as long as the Oilers were below 500. And yeah, so I was wearing shorts at weddings. I wore shorts to meet Roberto Alomar. I wore shorts to every Nation event we had. It was a heck of a time.
Pat, pull that photo back up. Dan, you look incredible these days compared to that. I said, like, I had never met this version of Dan before. I had only met the skinny version of Dan. And when I first saw some of these photos, I was like, what?
Yeah,
you look like a completely different person. Good for you. But to be fair, you might have to start packing on some pounds again. That might have to be your new sacrifice because we gotta change some stuff up here, Dan.
Yeah,
we all gotta dig deep. My sacrifice, well, is doing the post-game show every single game because somebody has to do it. I saw somebody in here before we were talking about, he said, everyone at the Nation needs to shave their heads.
I love it. And maybe that's not the answer. I know Gavin, Gavin's off camera shaking his head right now.
But here's who I am, man.
But that's the who cares? We're fans. We're not making any changes at the end of the day, really. I remember CBC came in, did a piece on us and the sacrifice for 500. They asked, what are we changing? And the answer was nothing. Absolutely. CBC was all about it. I found a fan in Pittsburgh that was talking about the guy that wears shorts for the Edmonton Oilers, and it would just happen to be me. So we had some fun with it. Oiler fans, we need to have some fun with this. It's miserable to watch this otherwise. So you know what? Think of your own sacrifice for 500, and I'd love to hear it in the comments below.
Final buzzer just made me laugh out loud. It's gotta hurt to be told that your bare legs are a company liability.
It was a tough day. I'm not gonna lie. I was very salty about it, and yeah, it's
that is so funny. Final buzzer. That's good. That's comment of the day right there. Oh, that got a tear in my eye. I was laughing so hard right there. Yeah. Hey. Did you ever go to school with a guy? I guess you are that guy, but I went to school with a guy that, like, it was his thing to just wear shorts during -40. He'd wear like swim shorts.
I wasn't that guy that
never understood that one.
Yeah, I wasn't always the guy that could do that would do that just out of the
you had a reason to do it.
But I definitely was that guy when I was younger. Just when you run a little hot, and sometimes shorts can work in this, especially in this cold climate. That's the nice part.
Little do you know, I'm wearing capris underneath here. But okay, let's get into the Sherwood Ford Giants storyline for this evening. And for me, this is all in fun. I wrote, who cares? I said, it's a day game on a weekday. Everyone is fed up with this team. I've read so many people saying they're stopping watching. But they're going to keep watching this show. Like here, Eric Richards, stop watching and stop going until Kate sees the numbers and makes changes. No, we're going to keep watching. But if you're not going to, you got to watch pregame. You got to watch After Dark. If you don't want to subject your eyes to whatever is going out on the ice,
we'll do it for you.
I'll do it for you, and I'll fill you in. I had a buddy of mine text me the other day, and he said, I've been loving Oilersnation lately because I can't watch the games. I work at night, but I get to watch your face just break down, and I know how I should feel. I say, hey, absolutely. But realistically, though, my storyline, I'm looking at Stuart Skinner through a magnifying glass today. He strung together, 3 good games in a row there with 900 save percentages, only to put up a Wednesday night against Carolina. I talked about how me and Jay on After Dark, I thought Pickard played borderline great. I won't say great. He was good. He made a lot of good saves. He allowed one in, but I don't know. He gave me that calming presence kind of back there. I had a little bit of confidence that he was going to make key saves. I do not have that feeling when it comes to Stuart Skinner. Dan, do you agree with that? Or do you have a Sherwood Ford Giant storyline for this matinee miracle we're looking for today?
Well, to go off of yours first, I don't know if I necessarily agree that Skinner was so much at fault with that first period as the rest of the team was. Man, like, you let the Carolina Hurricanes sit in the kitchen, like we talk about that.
Oh, bring that photo up, Pat.
We talk about that baseball zone in hockey. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes, we defined it for them. We put it around that guy. Yes, there was the interference on Kulak's stick and whatever. You got to overcome that crap and take your guy. So I don't know. For me, the move to take Skinner out wasn't so much a move on Skinner as it was the rest of the team. Pickard came in and played well, and I believe that these goalies are giving us efforts that could win us hockey games right now. And I think that, at least I'm thankful for that a panic trade for a goalie didn't happen, and we didn't go out and try and plug that hole that way. But yeah, I'm with you. Skinner's definitely somebody to watch today.
Yeah, I like a couple in here. A couple of comments we got to address because the man next to me just made a bold comment in here. But Dacky said, seeing Bordsy turn into a heartbroken Ralph Wiggum after each loss is such a bummer. We're going to turn it around today, though. And then I like Braden. Even if I miss a game, I know Bordsy's got me covered and will give me the cold hard truth. Parentheses, even when it hurts. Then Gavin said, bold, mark my words. If we aren't 500 by February 1st, I will shave my head.
There it is. See, this is what the team needs. This is the inspiration that this squad needs. Hashtag sacrifice for 500. You start thinking about your own now. Gavin's on board. What date did you say, Gavin? What was it?
February 1st.
February 1st. I love it.
That is bold, brother. I can't wait to shave your head live on this show.
Not happening.
Actually, now, if we're not, well, there's a little light at the end of the tunnel if we don't have a good year.
Not happening, though, Bordsy. Not happening.
That's not happening. No, you're right.
But if it does happen, it's live on Pregaming.
Oh, yeah, we're
Bordsy.
going to have to do that on Pregaming. Deal? We'll do it on this one? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Oh, see, it's a vibe today. Right in the office.
We're starting the sacrifice for 500. I'm telling you.
If we win this game and start going on a run, you're a god.
I'm just saying.
But we'll get into the lineup here, presented by Sherwood Ford the Giant, Dealer Raiders 2023 Dealer of the Year, and 2023's Consumer Satisfaction Award winner. Red, blue, used, new, standard, automatic, whatever you want.
Wow.
Sherwood Ford the Giant has it. They got their mobile service bay. And you know what else they have at Sherwood Ford right now? They've got the Oilersnation Pack the Truck Food Bank Food Drive presented by Sherwood Ford the Giant.
That's my favorite name of a thing we've ever had.
The food banks in Edmonton and surrounding areas are more in need than ever, especially with the holidays just around the corner. Oilers Nation and our awesome, awesome local partners are going to pack the nation truck full of non-perishable food items. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant as well for the truck and filling it up. No shout outs to Tyler. Don't care about him. He's told and he has to do it. We're going to fill up food items to support our communities. They're going to be at sports closets all over the city. Sherwood Park, St. Albert, Kingsway. They're going to be at Sherwood Ford the Giant. They're going to be at Greta. They're going to be at Dog Patch and Bread and Butter below us right now, like directly below me. I think literally right underneath me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, come on out. Drop them in. I saw Lance Kane in here said after the win tonight, Bordsy, we hitting Greta. Only if you bring some food items. Okay?
Yes.
You don't have to pay for a drink if you bring in a can of corn. So
I'm saying, Aaron, move over. Michael Scott's, Dunder Mifflin, Scranton Meredith, Palmer Memorial, Rabies Awareness Pro-Am Fun Run Race for the Cure. We have now the
Oilers Nation Pack the Truck Food Bank Food Drive presented by Sherwood Ford the Giant. Fun Run for the Cure.
Yeah. I love it.
Great reference.
Thanks.
Excellent reference. Your references are out of control.
I do what
man.
I can. I do what I can.
Everybody knows that, but okay, that was a reference there too. We're getting meta here. Let's get into the Edmonton Oilers lineup. Let's see it here, Pat. So once again, projected as always, on Pregaming, we talk about these lineups and then it's a crap.
Start of the game.
It's a blender.
New
Who knows
lineup.
what's going? Then Darnell Nurse takes a puck in the face. And then it's all from there. Who knows? But as we see on your screen, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back on the top line with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. I love that. I love Connor and Zach together. It's just Zach plays such a simple game. Like that Connor McDavid can throw it behind the back, no look, and he scores. Second line, Evander Kane, Leon Draisaitl, and Mr. 0 points in 12 games, Connor Brown. My politeness and niceness to Connor Brown is slowly dwindling these days. I've been a defender and a supporter because of injury. 12 games now, brother. I might need to see something moving further along. It's Fogue Daddy. It's the contract year Warren Fogle with Ryan McLeod and Derek Ryan. Then projected Matthias Janmark, James Hamblin, and Sam Gagne. Will it be Ernie? Will it be Gagne? I don't know. I can't keep my eyes locked on Twitter. So that's the job of everybody in the chat today. You got to keep me updated. Then the D pairings, Darnell and Cece back together once again. The Brett Kulak experiment on the top pairing, Dan, it did not go well. And as Brett Kulak's number one fan, if you look behind your head, there's a 2 Aaron from Brett Kulak right there.
Yes.
Too bad. Then it's Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard, my boy with Vincent Desharnais. I tell you, man.
Again, those are just suggestions.
Like it's forgive my language.
Face Off does their best.
Forgive my language when I say this at 12 in the afternoon. Sometimes I feel like Oilers coaches, like Knob, Woody as well, sometimes they're just like taking a shit in their hand and throwing it at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yep.
And being like, all right, well, let's try that one today. So we'll go with that. It's tough. I don't blame him for that because clearly nothing's been working, but man, it's getting tough. I do not blame him.
Well, except on the power play, Bordsy.
Yeah.
We're never going to change the power play. Let's not change the power play ever. And let's just continue the same efficacy.
Okay, let's get into that right now. Like, what's your thought, man? I think that, like, I don't know. They're still the same guys as last year. We know what they're capable of. We know what they can do. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Well, they're not really doing it right now. I know they went, 1 for 4 last game. My standard is up here for the Edmonton Oilers. And maybe I sound like a douche as I say this, but it's like, no, those numbers are for other people in the league that don't have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. It's tough. I feel like everybody in the world knows where the puck is going on some of these times. Connor McDavid has trouble completing passes. Leon can't make a shot. Nuge was hesitating, not as much. The last game he had that one he ripped off the crossbar. It's tough, Dan. What would you change up, or would you change up anything?
I would absolutely change it up. It feels silly to be saying this now. And even looking back in my time with Woodcroft, I never suggested it. And so I'm calling myself out for that. But this organization, we have gone through the blender for everything except for the power play. We keep running it back the exact same way. And it's almost as if the rest of the league has a DVD or something that we've provided them with this much footage. So just go ahead and change it up. Change the look for 5 games. And at least then you put a question mark into the head of the other team as to what look they're going to get for that 6th game, because then you maybe go back to it after that. But I don't know. Like, I know that, and again, here I am as a fan saying there's 27 things wrong with this team, and one of them is the power play, and I don't think that that's going to fix everything, but it could just change things up again, and it just spices it up, and maybe it's a sacrifice for 500. Change up the power play until it's above 500. I'm just saying, call us.
Evander Kane is playing very well. It's crazy to say you'd take Leon Draisaitl off a power play, but I don't know now.
But not even taking them off. It's just adjusting it. Yeah. Change them to the other one. Make the second unit come out first. I don't know, like change it up however you want, but just give us something different. Give us a different look. I've
said it a lot here, how it's crazy that I get genuinely excited when I see PP2 hop over the boards.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do. And they've scored some goals.
That's the thing.
Scored some goals. Ekholm scored some goals.
And that's the thing. And I think that that's the piece where it's like, yes, our power play 1 has scored some goals in some games, but that's because they're supposed to. Like they were at the 30% rate before. So they're not at that right now. So we're not okay with this power play the way that it is.
Just going for the top line for tonight. It's RNH, McD, and Hyman. There's no more Connor and Leon today, or at least to start the game.
According to Daily Face Off, yes.
Break glass in case of emergency. All right, Leon, get the hell back out there. But I don't know. What do you think of that move? Do you think that's the move to kind of spread it out, to have them on separate lines once again? I don't have any answers. You don't have any answers.
I don't have the answer. But for me, I change it up and then be consistent. Change up consistency. Give them a little bit of consistency with whatever they got. This spinning the wheel and hoping it sticks this time is not working for me as a fan, and I don't imagine it's working for the players. But
this is why I love the people in the chat right here. It's why we're a family. OG Gaze said Ernie is in and Broberg is out as per Tony Brar. This is why I love Pat because he's dialed in. Oh yeah, Pat's here too, everybody. Sorry, Pat, say hi. Hey, hey, all right, my bad. I was so excited to have Dan here. I got lost in his eyes over here.
It happens.
The sparkly ones, but yeah, so you see it there. RNH, McD, Hyman, Kane, Draisaitl, Connor Brown.
11-7 is over.
Vogel, McLeod, Ryan, Janmark, Hamblin, Ernie. Dude, I want Ernie back in the lineup. I thought he's had a couple good-ish games. I mean, how good can you really play when you're only out there for that much? But I've noticed him, and we said the thing of him taking the number the other game and going, okay, you're trying to get a Connor Brown. I'm not going to run you right in that play and take a dumb penalty, which was the case in the last game.
Yep.
We had a couple of those. He said, okay, I'm going to compartmentalize this, and I'm going to run through you when I get the chance. I like Ernie.
Well, and I even said it for the game before when he took that dumb penalty. He comes up and he has
QF process. Stop putting in Ernie.
I see, and I get it. I understand from a fan perspective. Start of the season, he was real rough looking, but man, has he been doing those little things right now? He's going to come out tonight and make us look like absolute idiots for all of this. So clip it. But yeah, I think that he's one of those guys that, again, when I said I was upset with his elbow that he caught for, but then he came out and he threw that hit. He's a guy that's just doing those little sandpaper things in the bottom of the lineup. He's always been that dude, even since the QMJHL when I lived in Halifax.
Drink. Dan mentions Halifax. Oh yeah, we got to try and hit 200 likes on this one too. Everybody strike that like, smash the like button.
There you go.
This is free on the internet. The only thing I ask of you is to like the video.
It's true.
Seems like a pretty fair trade, right?
Well, the muscle usage is high for some people.
The trade is 1-for-1.
Do it. Like it right now.
Who said it in here, Rusty? We need another people's elbow from Ernie tonight. Hey, I'm not going to say I'm in full support of that, but if you don't get suspended and it's just money out of your pocket, I don't give a shit. Do whatever.
That's just it. And that's exactly the guy that you need people's elbows from. The ones where it's just
I can afford
that. Yes, we can lose when we can lose an Adam Ernie for the rest of the game too. It's not good. Well, okay. Let's not go that far. But we could lose him. We can afford to lose him for the rest of the game if it's a moment that matters for this team.
Exactly. Moving down the line, Kane Dry. I keep sighing before I say his name. Connor Brown is another attempt to get Connor Brown back playing way. No, just playing the way that we've expected him to. He has 0 points in 12 games, I do believe. No, that's not a typo. That is reality. He has legit not gotten on the score sheet at all. How is that even possible? He averages 14-28 time on ice. That's just 14 and a half minutes of straight cardio right there. I mean, what's your take on the Connor Brown thing? I've been a supporter. I've been a guy defending him, saying, everybody be nice, take some time. 12 games is enough time for me to say this is a sample size.
For me, I'm an Oilers fan. We've had some options on that right side that have not panned out for us in recent history.
Bring back Tyler
you look at Yamamoto, you look at Jesse Puljujärvi. These are guys that I had some patience with. And for me, I guess for Connor Brown, it's like, we went out and made the transaction. We all thought it was a high IQ move by Ken Holland to have a guy come in that put up numbers with Connor in his previous life and also comes in with a relatively zero price tag for this season. So I get it. I understand. And I think that it's our start that has really spurned a lot of the again, 27 reasons as to why we suck. Connor Brown is one of them, but he's not the real answer for me. And so it's hard for me to kind of hone in too much on that because I do expect further results from him. I do expect growth from him that I don't necessarily see with other players. And that's the thing.
Oh, wait,
and that's the piece. Yeah, there you go. Smart. So I feel like I'm always poo-pooing on everybody else's points and being like, no, my 27th cut is the one that is the right answer. But it's just
that's the point of what we do here.
It's hard. Yeah, it's just hard for me with Connor Brown because
fight you after that.
Before the season started, we were told to wait. We were told to be patient. We were told it was going to take, quite a bit of time for him to get back up into speed. And this team is not back up to speed. So can Connor Brown really, truly come in and fix things? I don't know.
Exactly. And I don't necessarily need him to fix things.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's tough. It's tough to hold him and be like, hey, you need to play better when 19 other dudes need to play better.
All right.
It does feel like I'm singling him out. But man, at this point, you can single out every single guy on this roster and have something negative to say about pretty much every one of them.
And be correct.
Speaking of that, a guy on the last pre-gaming that I kind of didn't go too hard on him, but I went a little hard, is Ryan McLeod. He's been a big point of conversation. I pointed out that his numbers, man, it sucked to look at. He averages less points per game than Jesse Puljujärvi. And man, that blew my mind looking at those numbers. Really hurt. But would you believe it? He goes out last game, and I thought he had the best game of the season. Maybe they got this going in the locker room beforehand. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But he came in and he got on the score sheet. He got an apple, and sure, that's just points. But he was affecting the game, making some plays. But once again, there was one rush that he had the middle of the ice.
Yep.
And he just said, you know what? I'm going to take this to the outside and make this way harder to score from out here.
Yep.
It makes me want to beat my head against a wall, man. What's your take on McLeod? Because he's 24, he's young. Sure, there's potential, whatnot. I feel like at 24, I kind of know what he is, and it's not a game breaker for me.
Yeah, it's tough. It's the McLeod family is a strong family. I wouldn't necessarily put him at the top of the McLeod chain right now.
I'm hearing a lot about his brother.
But in the same breath, like I look at a player and I see speed, and you can't teach speed. So that's exciting to me. But for me, up until even last night, last game, he was a hockey player a fast skater that plays hockey, not a hockey player that can skate fast. And that's the piece that we need. It just he needs to come in and finish on those plays. Like you said, it's almost like instinctual things that just don't seem to go the way that you would think that they should with McLeod. And so it's another one of the 26 cuts.
Yeah, we're just moving down the line.
Yeah.
Sure,
and
we'll
he's and it's frustrating from his standpoint because he's not putting the puck on the net, even trying to put it in the net.
If you put Zach Hyman's brain in Ryan McLeod's body, that guy would have 67 goals on the season and 180 points.
Gene splicing. We're solving problems here.
That's a hyperbole. That's an exaggeration. But I can't help but think that if Ryan McLeod could somehow tap into that in his head and be like, hey, I'm gonna put my stick on the ice in front of the net.
Novel idea. Novel idea.
Shocker. Just continuing.
Break.
One guy that we're not going to shit on, Warren Fogle.
Nope.
Continues to look like a completely different player than what I saw at the beginning of last season. We were talking about trading him, sending him down, doing whatever last year, like right around the winter time. And man, he looks great out there. He's fast. He's dangling. He's contract year Warren Fogle. I make the joke that I wanted him to play well, trade him at the deadline. Right now, I can't afford to lose that guy. I want him sticking around.
If the only way that I think that he goes out the door is if the season continues to go down the tubes, because he is one of those expiring contracts. But yeah, a guy that takes exactly what he's given, which is again contract year, and has to perform to be able to go out and get another deal next year. If you were talking to us a year previous, I don't think any of us would feel like he's going to be in the NHL 2 years removed. But he's an absolutely heck of a player when he gets out there and does it. He just needs to finish on those freaking breakaways, and he'll be a top 6 guy.
Seriously, it's honestly, it makes you laugh at how much he can't bury or finish.
Unreal.
But hey, we spent a lot of time in the Oilers here. I got 2 more for players. Are we worried about Mattias Ekholm? And that, I don't know. I see a couple comments. I see some tweets. I know my own brain sometimes thinks, is this guy over the hill a little bit? I understand he missed some time, right? But once again, he's now played 17 games on the season. That's enough of a sample size that you should kind of be back into your routine. He just seems a little bit slower, not making, like last year, I had 110% confidence that he was going to make the right play every single time. He'd be strong. He'd calm it down. I don't as much. I'm not saying he's playing bad or anything like that. I'm just wondering if we're starting to see a little bit.
Twofold there for me is, one thing is we've never seen Ekholm full season Ekholm yet, so we don't know how he starts or how he ends. So I'd love to have a Nashville Predators person let me know how how that team does traditionally start, especially defensively, right? Yeah. But then the second thing is there's a guy that's removed now from the Nashville market, removed now from the shelter of as many defensemen as they had and that system that they had. He's come in. He's now the leader of this defense. And we saw it last year. He really came in and changed some things. And we're not seeing it this year. So again, 27th cut is Matthias Ekholm. And it's, you know, it's that he's not leading us out of the solitude. And also it is his on ice. It feels like he's reaching on plays. It feels like he's just not quite there. But again, 27 cut. I don't know. Is that the one that we need to fix the most?
No,
you let us know.
That's me. Yeah, that's me splitting hairs there. If we're talking,
but it's it's your job, Bordsy. You gotta bring down these cuts and you gotta explain them all. We gotta rip the wound open and then suture it right back up again.
How are they supposed to know if I don't tell them?
If this is live in the locker room right now, you guys got this.
Boys, who's torn the hattie tonight? Text me. Let me know. I'll throw some money on that. Last one. Darnell Nurse was a warrior last game. The picture of his face just bad and bruised. I'm excited to see what his face looks like today because he had a huge bandage over his eye. So I'm assuming he got split open right there. But Darnell Nurse, he's been the best defenseman on this team all season, in my opinion. Would you agree with that?
Well,
yeah, all right,
it's not saying a heck of a lot, but yes, I think he's absolutely been our best defenseman. Yes. There's nobody else that you could look on that roster and say, I'm trying to think. Bouchard, no. Desharnais, no. Kulak, no. Like it's down the line. No. CC, yep, maybe. No. It's a tough sled right now. But he's at the top of the crop right now. That's
right. Okay, we spent a lot of time on the Oilers, so we're going to rip through the starting goaltenders right now. And they are brought to you by Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Used to be known as Free Spirit Marine and Power Sports since 1985. They're teaming up with the sick folks at Sherwood Ford to relocate to Sherwood Park, building a brand new building. We talk about it all the time. It looks like the Death Star, looks like something out of Star Wars. Very cool, Dan. Wow. It's very cool. I drive
Can't
past
wait to check it out
all the time. They'll be selling fishing boats. They'll be selling pontoon boats, ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. So if you're an extreme guy.
With an X.
Yeah, that you saw what I was doing there. That wasn't plus or.
Yeah. The power of
February 2024. Go check them out. It's going to be good stuff. So our starting goaltenders tonight, I believe we are confirmed with Stuart Skinner and Charlie. Oh, nice. You got it right there. Oh, perfect. Look at that. So we see the numbers here. Charlie Lindgren is expected to be in the net for the Capitals. Dan, backup goaltender time on a matinee. I'm so excited for this one.
Shout out.
We
Lindgren,
also talked before the show and said we're taking it. You can say shut out before the game. It's just the moment the game starts.
Absolutely.
You cannot say it.
Opening puck drop.
Get off my back.
Every opening puck drop to final horn, you don't say it.
Yep, exactly. So you see the numbers there on your screen. Lindgren, surprisingly, those are good numbers. 940, 201, 4-1 record. Man, that would be nice to get something like that. And then you see our boy Stu with the, what is that, 865 save percentage, 3. Oh my God, 4-7-1 record. Get that off my screen, Pat.
Three more starts for Pickard, and he'll be right there in those numbers too. Fine.
Exactly. Hey, so that kind of leads me to my next thing. I thought Pickard was great last game. I wanted him to see him in the net. I know Jay wanted him to be in the net. Would you have started him tonight or today?
I don't know. It's such like who cares? No, I think that you gotta, like, to me, I do believe that game against Carolina was not Stuart Skinner's fault, and so it's a message to him that the team came out and played like dog shit, and that's the reason you got pulled, and so you're not getting the next start, or you're not getting pulled for your backup in the next start. Like, I think that's all they've got at this point. Yeah. Jack Campbell's getting shutouts in the AHL, so you got him breathing down your neck now. Just come out here, Stu, and do it against the Capitals. Hopefully he gets an effort in front of him to stop, play some defense in front of him. Crazy dog. I love Stuart Skinner. Don't get me wrong. I just feel that there's a confidence level more so with Pickard than Skinner right now. You can see it, man. When some of those goals go past Skinner and the boys, they cut to McD. And he's just like, oh my God. I feel like I see that less with Pickard. Granted, he's played 1.5 games, so I might be talking on my ass right now. Recency bias.
Me talking on my ass? Crazy. No, absolute way. We said Stuart Skinner. With him, it's tough. I feel like it'd be a Jekyll and Hyde performance. He's either going to be great or we're getting lit up tonight. But you mentioned Jack Campbell. So I wanted to bring this up because yesterday I don't know. I shouldn't get triggered by things on the internet or like Twitter that don't involve me at all. But it was seeing these tweets, right? So like Chris Johnson saying, well, the Oilers are looking for internal fixes. Basically saying, you know how we could have good goaltending if our goalies were good. Thanks, man. No shit. Thanks for that insider there.
I love how he also is like, one option is consider, as if everybody has forgotten that we just sent Jack Campbell down like 2 freaking weeks ago and haven't been watching him the entire time there.
But I think, are we crazy to think that that is going to be the fix? This guy has shown us nothing for 2 seasons. He's been getting lit up in the AHL. He has 1 good game, gets a shutout against AHL. Those guys might have been on a bus for 36 hours leading up to that. And now we're saying he's going to come in and be the fix. If that is the option, there it is. I love it. The meme to Jack Campbell, the cause of and solution to all of the Oilers' problems. I feel like I was taking crazy pills when I was reading this shit yesterday. No, we're not doing that. If that is the fix, I'll riot. I will riot. But I mean, I can't even sell myself on it. I tried to right there. I'd rather roll with Pickard than Campbell. Get him out, get his money off the books.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't think that the Henderson game made Jack Campbell the option just yet, but I think that was always going to be the plan with this organization. You have a $5 million goalie sitting in the AHL. They're just waiting for him to string a couple more wins together, and then they're going to bring him up, and hopefully he's figured it out. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to have had it figured out, and it's not going to fix everything, but I do believe he will be back in the organization at some point.
Nice, Pat. Good call on the poll. Should we give Campbell a second chance? This is like my ex-girlfriend asking her friends in the group chat. Do we trust him? No, we don't like that guy. Okay, quickly, we'll keep that one there. We'll park that goaltender conversation. Let's get into the Washington Capitals lineup. That one presented by my best friends at Greta Bar Yag. Arcade, bar, street food. They got it all. Say it every time. Mario Kart, skee ball, football game, whatever you want. Like the world's largest duck hunt game, I think, too. I think it's massive in there. And it's a great place. Greta for the vibes. Lance, if we win, I'll be at Greta later tonight. That's an Aaron Bordato guarantee. Sacrifice for me.
Guaranteed.
I'll go drink Crown Royal because I hate doing that.
Yes.
I hate it. But Pat, pull it up for me here if you can. The Washington Capitals lineup. Top line, it's loaded. So I also think there might be a change because I read on Twitter that Kuznetsov is back from illness today. So this is just what Daily Faceoff had up. But you see top line, Alex Ovechkin. Who's that guy? Dylan Strome and Tom Wilson.
Saved the league, I heard.
No, Sid did, bro. And then we look, and it's Anthony Mantha with Connor McMichael. I would assume that will be Kuznetsov. Kuz could also be on the first line. Who knows? Keep your eyes peeled. Jack Michaels will let you know. He'll keep you updated. And it's TJ Oshie on that wing to round out the top 6. And it's Sonny Milano, Hendrix Lapierre. I can't even read that guy's name.
That's not real.
That's a bot.
Daily Face-Off. That is fake.
That's a bot. We'll just move past that.
It's Alieski
Protas. Then it's Beck Melenston. Jesus. Nick Dowd. Future Oiler Nick Dowd? No, I doubt it. If you think he's going to fix our issues, that'd be crazy. And then Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Deep pairings, Rasmus Sandin and John Carlson. Carlson's still got it, man. Joel Edmondson with Nick Jensen. Alexander Alexiev with TVR Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Let's start with the thing that everybody thinks about. We got to give credit where credit's due. We thought that this team was going to be below average to start the season. I didn't think they were going to be a playoff team. 16 games into the season, they are 10-4-2, second in the Metro. Was I right about any one of my predictions this season?
I don't think anybody was.
Because I feel like an idiot every time I have to bring these up. But the top line is a top line for a reason. Once again, it might have Kuznetsov on there. But Dylan Strome has been having a great season. He got the contract last year, I do believe. A little confidence. But it's all about big number 8 right there, Alex Ovechkin. He only has 5 goals on the year. Obviously, we know he's chasing history with Wayne Gretzky's record. I made Gavin do the math for me earlier because I'm not a math guy. He needs 67 goals to catch Gretzky's record of 894. Can he do it, Dan?
No, absolutely not. It's a heck of a. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not Alex Ovechkin's fault. It's the lockouts. It's Gary Bettman. It's everything that's gone against him in his career, and the fact that he saved the league single-handedly, almost with Sidney Crosby's help, I guess, a little bit. But yeah, I just think it was a lofty goal to do to him. I thought he was going to have a fall off last year. The fall off, I think, has happened this year.
John Scott thought the fall off was coming like 6 years ago. Yeah. That's still all time one of the worst takes I've ever seen.
I still get yelled at in the Hockey Fights comments.
I follow Freezing Cold Takes, and they like repost that one like once a year. Usually they're like, "Okay, here are the worst ones the last 10 years." John Scott, Jack Campbell. Should we give Campbell a second chance? The poll has decided 64% say no.
That's actually pretty strong yes vote, though. I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect 40% after one shutout of a farm team.
No, because we got 64% of you are very, very smart. No, I agree. Hey, it's at this point, we'll see what happens. But man, I
think like people are just being realistic there.
Frank Saravalli said it. He's like, no, if you need to get rid of this guy and get everything of him off the books. You don't buy him out. You get rid of this guy and forget about it. Did you see that list of worst Oiler moves in like the McDavid era?
I did.
That hurt to look through. That
I still think Brandon Manning is the worst one.
Yeah, that's fair. But okay, back to the Capitals here. Tom Wilson, he's going to be a menace out there. That guy's going to be getting under people's skin. Kane, Wilson, Tilly, Desharnais, Wilson, Tilly. Hockey Fights guy.
I am the Hockey Fights guy. I just don't think. I looked at that lineup. I honestly thought there was more people on that lineup that were tougher. I don't think Tom Wilson is in that era anymore where he's going to be fighting everybody all the time anymore. And we just don't really have a guy that's in his weight class. Kane's too big. Desharnais is way too big. And
you're right, Nuge.
God, just Nuge would die. And Nuge is 3-1 in his career, but it's I just don't see it. I don't see it tonight. I hope we don't have to friggin' go to that level.
Oh man, I really don't want. I kind of do actually. I want to get a little physical.
Pay for blood.
Hey, let's go. We got the watch party going on, so I need something to scream about.
It's great.
I did a great job. I barely cursed last time, so
wow,
it was hard.
Very proud.
I curse on this show. So. Just final for the Capitals. They are 29th in the league in goals per game with 2.56, 27th in shots. Is this accurate? Their power play.
6.7.
6.7%.
Yeah.
Someone's worse than us.
It's so bad.
How is that even possible?
It's really bad.
All right, Skinner, let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, that gives me all kinds of confidence. They are also 7th in goals against, goals allowed. So, hey, we'll see what happens. Look at that. We average 4 goals against.
They allow more goals than they've scored.
That is nuts. But okay, let's get to everybody's favorite part, or my favorite part of the program. Like saying program. Pat McAfee taught me that. It's Betway 19 plus. Please play responsibly. It's time for Bordzy's Bankroll. We're going to give you 3 bets. You're going to vote for them in the YouTube chat. So first, we got some stats here. Pat, can you pull them up for me? The first one we got here is Bouchard has hit over 2.5 shots in 2 of his last 3 games. During that 3-game span, Bouch is averaging 3.7 shots on goal per 60. Nice. Washington is currently allowing 30.3 shots on goal to opposing teams. That's 15th in the NHL. Connor McDavid has scored in 7 straight games against the Washington Capitals. Let me repeat. Connor McDavid has scored in 7 straight games against the Washington Capitals. Can he do 8 against great number 8? Let's see. McDavid has 8 goals, 9 assists in 12 career games against the Caps. The Oilers have scored at least 4 goals against the Caps in 4 of their last 5 matchups against them. Jay said it. We always played them well. So without further ado, let's pull up some Oh, look, there's also a new guy here.
What's up, guys?
Also, my pal Gavin. How you doing, Gav?
I'm doing good. When you're going through those stats, when I saw that McDavid one, man, that one caught me off guard. 7 straight games for McD, and that's why I find it right there in the middle. McDavid, anytime goal. That's probably my favorite one. 7 straight games with the goal against the Caps.
Yeah.
Absolutely bizarre.
Regardless what you guys pick, I am throwing down on that one. But your choices are A, Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots. B, McDavid anytime goal. C, Oilers total goals over 3.5. Dan, what is your final answer? Would you like to phone a friend?
I'm going to go with the Bouchard over 2.5 shots. I think the guy is trying to overcome some of the noise that he's been hearing around the city. I think he's going to come out there firing. This Paul Coffey's got this defense firing on all cylinders, and Bouchard is the man.
And
to
you're
lead
chasing
that.
the plus money bet today too. Absolutely love it,
There
Dan.
you go.
Dacky, who's the bread man? Will the bread man be on the watch along today too?
Who's the
That's
bread man?
Brett probably. Brett.
Oh, yes, the bread man will be. Actually,
yes.
yeah.
Thought you were
Yes.
asking him
Get in here.
if our
Oh yeah, we
Timmy-
got to show
Yeah, I
everyone the
wanted to show
jersey.
this off. So yeah, all you look
Check
at this.
this out. You guys are gonna love
So
this.
hold on right there. Stay right there. So we just talked about, can we go full screen here, Pat? We just talked about how I was kind of shitting on Jack Campbell there. Well, there's one guy at the office here at Oilers Nation who supports Jack Campbell through and through
Ever since
to-
the start.
to a realm that I can't even fathom of why. Brett, please step into frame and show the people.
You guys are gonna love
That's
this.
the camera right there.
Bring Jack back.
Let's go.
Jack back.
That is a Texas Stars
So
Jack
fired up.
Campbell
jersey.
number 1 jersey. Brett, just in here. Why do you own that?
I was a big Jack Campbell guy when he was in like juniors. Watching him play in the World Juniors and break our hearts sucked, but he was really good. So I always liked Jack Campbell. And I thought he,
As we can tell.
Yeah.
As we can
I
tell.
think he deserved that first round pick.
Did you have to go to Texas to get that jersey?
No, some like AHLs. I think it was the AHL store straight up.
Wow.
I have
Wow.
this one in a JC LaPon jersey.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big jersey guy.
You
obviously.
know he's a beauty when like that's a beauty
absolutely
test
love
right
it.
there.
There you
Thank
go.
Brett.
You will
Love it,
never see
Brett.
another one of those jerseys ever again, and that's why our very own Brett Holden
Don't-
has it. Everyone.
Don't bring Jack back.
No,
Don't
definitely
bring
don't
Jack
drink.
back. I like Dacky here. The bread man cometh.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
The last watch party we
Interesting.
did, we kept accidentally calling Brett bread.
Ah.
And then
So,
Kennedy made
and that's where it
memes,
came from. Okay, I was
and-
kind of curious. I'm
and
like,
then
how'd
he-
that nickname start? But
Yeah.
And then
Makes sense.
Kennedy like photoshopped his face in a loaf of
oh,
bread.
that's
and
why
he's
it's
getting-
also his Twitter picture now too.
Braden
Okay.
fit
All
fi-
making
fire
sense
fit
now.
of the day goes to Brett. Absolutely.
Oh,
The man
for
looks
sure.
good. It's tough.
He
to-
always looks good.
I don't want to sit next to him during the watch party because I'm gonna look worse by
That's
comparison.
fair. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough.
that's fair.
Tough spot to be in.
Pat,
Mhm.
what do you like out of these 3 bets here today? And how are you feeling confidence wise for the oil tonight?
Honestly, you know I'm a shots guy. I parlayed Bouchard, Hyman, and Draisaitl last game. Bouch hit it. Hyman hit it. Draisaitl had 2 shots,
Ah.
not 2.5. I was upset. Like the one guy you wouldn't expect
Well,
to
for
lose
sure.
points for you. So I'm going with
That
Bouchard again
sucks.
today. I know I was upset, but of course, David anytime goal. He's flying right now, so I feel good about that. I mean, I'm always going to be positive about the Oilers a little bit like you, Bordsy, to a fault, maybe a little bit,
Yep.
but I'm feeling good today, honestly. Friday, it's 1:00.
We're
Yeah,
all
couldn't
here
be
to
happier.
watch the game
Yeah.
live on YouTube.
We have the best job in the world because it's Friday at 1:00 and we all get to watch hockey as a part of
Oh,
work.
so good.
And that's a sponsored thing for Betway. Shout out you, 19
Very
plus.
responsibly.
Gavin, football happened yesterday. It was
Yes.
big time stuff. You can end the poll here. McDavid anytime goal is the winner.
Winner,
And
eh?
I need you to talk so I can throw in my bets.
Yeah, so for football yesterday, it was a good slate yesterday. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys took over. They absolutely throttled the
Big
Washington.
shit on the
Well, and
Commanders.
DeAndre Bland, also my boy, set the NFL record for his 5th pick 6 of the season. So that was a lot of fun to see. And Jim Nance on the call was he was electric on the call too. So shout out to
That
our
was
boy
one
Jim.
of the sickest calls ever. And even
Yes.
Romo said it right after. He was
He's like, that was a great call, Jim.
"That was
Great call,
lit.
Jim.
That was lit, man. Like
Yeah.
that was Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton was out there.
Man, you cannot tell me that girl's 77 years old. Not bad. Not bad,
I-
Dolly.
Man,
Good
my,
for you.
My self-control right there to not make the joke that I wanted to make.
And,
It's perfect. It's perfect, baby. Look at me.
And like usual in the Thursday night slate, obviously CMC absolutely took over that football game again. Another 2 touchdown game from CMC. He's a fantasy football god. He's
Yeah.
carrying my fantasy football team, and
in my main league, I'm playing against him. It was
yeah,
backbreaking
usually
yesterday.
when you play against CMC, it usually sets up for a pretty tough week.
All right, folks. Well, I want to say thank you to you, to you, to you, and now I'm pointing at the viewer, to you,
All
for
you.
coming in and hanging
Like one of
out.
those
And
we
free
want
game-
you.
It's like a Sesame Seed moment. And you.
And
Good
gone.
vibes only, and
We're-
let's get the 101 on our watch party career because I know we're 0-1. I wasn't here last time, so I'm hoping this is my first watch party at Nation HQ. Let's pick up the dub today. Hop on After Dark, and let's talk about a win tonight.
Lance, the wood is the part of the joke that I was going to make there. Perfect. You hit it in there exactly dead on. I want to give a shout out to Sherwood Ford, Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, Betway, Greta,
Greta's a big one.
Nation
Yes.
Food Truck Drive. I didn't say the long name there. And finally, everybody, there's a Black Friday Nation Gear sale going on right
Great
now.
stuff. Looks so good.
NationGear.ca.
So good.
Fun fact, I got some merch right here.
Whoa. Oh,
yeah.
Go check
Flash that
out
up.
the website.
I love the blackout stuff.
Oh wait, let me get in front of my own face
There you
here.
go.
This is one of them. It's got Nation Citizen. Thank you. And
Yeah,
there you go.
I was struggling
There you
right
go.
there.
Yeah.
Another one of these. All
Yeah, I like
kinds
the orange
of
outline there.
merchandise.
It looks really
You
good.
should check out the hats. I ordered one that's like that with the orange and black hat.
Clean.
There's hoodies. There's everything. Get it while it's there. You can only get them once they're gone. They're gone.
It's exclusive. So,
So
yeah,
get 'em
get
on
on
there.
that. Get on
You
that.
can even have this shirt too. I'm decked all the way out. It's gonna be a good time. So we're gonna end here. Stay on the YouTube channel right here because we're about to go live for the watch party. We're gonna run from here to out there, and we'll see you in 15 seconds. Good night or goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, we will see you guys soon. We'll see you soon.
I'm rattled.